On.
Are we on? I assume we're on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Welcome to the CCO Pre-Show for episode 446.
446?
Yes, sir.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we said that before we started. We're like, what is going on? How are we still doing this?
Wow, thanks.
Man.
This is our 446th Saturday.
Roughly, yeah. Sometimes we did double takes or sometimes we didn't record on Saturdays, but we're going to call it that, right?
Yeah.
446 weeks.
Dang.
Like, that's what that means. Again, roughly, because we got bonus episodes in there.
Yeah, sometimes I think, how many weeks or months is that? It's too many.
How many do we got left?
I don't know how to do math.
How many more weeks are we even going to be alive?
How many more weeks is there going to be until they start spoiling a new Magic set? The answer is 1.
I was going to say 0.
No, it's 1, because I think Bloomburrow comes out like next week. And we've already started Duskmorn, so there's a 0 time frame in there, and I assume that whatever comes after Duskmorn is going to come out. Yeah. And they're spoiling the next Super Drop, which looks awful, by the by.
Oh, you've been saying that lately. We're not going to talk about that today. This week is actually going to be the Bloomburrow preview.
I do want to say one secret lair thing, just in case. I'm not exactly sure when the release is. They're doing the EDH staple one again, which is they've literally done this exact secret lair before. It's a command tower, a Sol Ring, a Lightning Greaves, a Arcane Signet, and the 2-drop mana rock that gives you infinite hand size.
Thought Vessel.
Thought Vessel.
Yep.
And they've done that before. It was like this galaxy treated one. If you're looking for
those ones were so nice though.
And if you're looking for just like, if you're buying them for some value, that lair is worth so much money, and you play every card in it. And I would imagine that if you like the art on this new one, if you're looking to like get like bang for your buck, it might seem like it's cheap. And if you watch certain educational YouTube channels, they're probably going to tell you that it's a piece of shit and you shouldn't buy it. But based on previous performance, I would say that it's probably going to be worth it if you like the art style. So maybe check that out if you're a lapsed Secret Lair human.
I do very much like that Secret Lair art style. I like that one. And I think I've altered some of the cards in it because it came in foil and non-foil. They look great in extended art, by the way, when I do it. And the foils look fantastic because the art is really nice.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess pick it up.
Yep. Just check them out if that's your thing. So do the thing.
Yep. So we are talking about Bloomburrow today. I said preview, but what I meant was like the review.
Yeah, we're reviewing the set. The whole set hasn't been previewed as of right this second.
Has now.
Oh, it has all been previewed? It has
now. Yeah, it's all been previewed, and we are going to talk about it. We've got to say we're brought to you by the wonderful patrons at patreon.com/CCO Podcast.
Whether they like it or not.
As Uncle Brando needed to wet his whistle.
Yes.
Which, wetting your whistle sounds like it could be a Bloomburrow card.
See, now I can do it.
Yep, there you go. There you go. And we've got the abilities up. We've got to do the booster pack game. We've got to do last week's booster pack winner because somebody guessed Predator 2.
Yeah, Predator 2.
Well, let's get into it right now. Simple Sandcastle 1182. I think that's Ben. I think Ben won once before, and he won again.
No, Ben is like Full Metal Scars or something, isn't he?
Oh, who's Simple Sandcastle then?
I don't know. But whoever you are, get at us at commandercookout@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want a CCO sticker pack, a CCO token pack, or a regular old loser pack of Magic cards.
Yeah, maybe Bloomburrow. Maybe I'll buy a box.
Of Bloomburrow?
You know what? There are a lot of cards in Bloomburrow that I'm going to play. And it's not because of like the theme or the flavor or the new creature types that they're like bringing to the forefront, like squirrel and raccoon and all the cutesy stuff that everybody loves and all the pencil drawings that they're including. No, it's like coincidentally,
this card's just real good.
This card just goes in a deck I have. Like it could have no art and just be zeros and ones. And I would play it because of like the native ability that's on it.
It could be those mystery booster test cards or whatever with like no art. It's just black and white. It looks like somebody taped shit onto a Magic card. Yeah.
And man, I would just play it because it goes in a deck. Like I counted, I think there's like 7 decks of mine that are getting cards. We're going to talk about cards tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today is going to be like initial thoughts, where to get stuff, I think.
We'll hit some mechanics. We'll hit some more because I think that following Thunder Junction going into Bloomburrow, I think that we've reached let's just do it now, a certain critical mass of there's so many treatments.
Yep.
And there's so many different versions of cards.
Yes.
I feel like they should start phasing out the stretch sideways art rares. Because in this set, there's like however many rares. Like over all the different treatments, there's like 100 rares. And then there's 14 stretch side art ones.
Can we call those widescreens? T-Code's called those widescreens, and I was like, oh, that's such a nice way to sum up what the card is. It's exactly what the card is. It's instead of looking at a TV screen, you're looking at the widescreen version. Okay, so
I think it's time they just phase those out.
Yeah.
Just get rid of them. And like but what about the Commander cards that are in this? Just make them foil. Just get rid of the widescreen cards at this point and just make more showcase things.
I wonder if...
Even if the showcase... And I would argue that I think the showcase treatment in this particular set, the generic one, is a little lazy. I don't like it. It looks a lot like the Ravnica buildings and the Capenna art. What's that art style called?
Art Deco.
Art Deco. Like, they don't look the same, but they are the same just feeling to me.
Well, don't go too much into that right now, because we'll look at all the cards tomorrow, and Editor Joe will have them up all on the screen and stuff.
Yeah, I just think it's time that they just take the widescreen and just get rid of it and just give us more of the showcase stuff that I think a lot more people are more excited to collect. Because it kind of feels like, as somebody that opens lots of collector boosters, it's kind of a letdown when you get a widescreen foil of a rare instead of a showcase or a whatever, right? Because it's like, oh man, like this is the shittiest cool version of any card. And
do people feel like, okay, so let's say they take away the widescreens, do people feel like that about a standard foil version? Actually, I'm going to answer my own question.
Yes.
They don't feel like that because some people don't like aesthetically the look of the widescreen cards, and I'm one of them.
There you go.
If I go to FusionGamingOnline.com and use new promo code CCO Summer to get a discount on my Magic card singles, and they have a foil and a foil widescreen, I always buy the regular foil because aesthetically I don't like the look of the widescreen.
there you go. Right?
I usually don't buy the showcase either because that would make for one card in my deck that like doesn't match the rest. And not that I like everything to match, and not that I'm not like you with Norin where everything needs to look different.
Yeah, I want every card to be different.
And I don't want all of my basics to match either. But nor do I want to be like trolly mismatch. All my basics have to be different to troll people because I'm a magic. Like, no, I'm not like that either. I think, okay, I'll sum it up.
Okay.
I don't give a shit.
As long as I have the damn card.
Yeah, as long as I own the card.
But if you look at like this isn't an MTG finance podcast, nor do we ever profess to be for the most part. But I would
MTG finance.
But I would guess based on like once the set's been out for a little while, when you go out to buy a single of a certain point, the tier list usually goes like it's the regular old printing is typically the same as the regular foil.
Yes.
And then
these days,
and then the extended art foils in some cases is actually below the widescreen non-foil for some reason, and I'm not sure why. But I still think it's time for them to go, man. Like, the value of a foil that's not a showcase is just eating so much shit.
Yes.
It's time to just do showcases.
I think that's the point. And I mean, you could go back and listen to Commander Cookout or any #MTG Finance podcast from 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, whenever collector boosters came out. And remember, it was like, oh, they're going to dive the price of foils, pack. Like the EV of a pack is going to go down. The expected value of a pack is going to go way down because when everything's foil and special and widescreen and showcase, when everything's special, nothing is. And then to build that EV back in, they gave us like the list cards and then serialized cards and then alternate art stuff.
And now it's textured cards.
Yeah, they made everything that's got any value in it, ultra rare, to keep the EV of a pack high. And
Yeah.
I like the world that we live in today because I can get a foil or a showcase foil for nearly the same price. I can get a foil for, in some cases, $1 more, and in some cases the same price as the non-foil, depending on the deck that I want, right?
In most cases, unless it's a super chase card, you're looking at a buck or two.
Yeah.
Very rarely do they skip. Like
From modern sets, we should say from
Yeah.
sets these days, like in the last few years. Like if you go back and you want a foil brainstorm from Mercadian Masks, like good luck. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, that's, like, eat shit. You're not getting
But if
that,
I want a brainstorm or a brain surge from Modern Horizons 3, foil and not foil because I want to paint one or put it in my Calamax deck that it can't be foil in because
Right.
people like alter them and Sharpie them when I play against them.
Right.
Or a foil one for the other deck I played in my fucking whatever deck it is.
Sure.
I can get both, and they're both like
75 cents.
75-cent cards. Yeah,
And we've said this on the show every time we talk about this sort of thing. Good. I'm glad that that's a thing. I don't want foils to be $99 when the card is $1. I
Yeah.
don't, I like that. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody like me that aggressively foils their decks, it's good. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it a lot. I don't want foils to be worth 25 times what the regular cards are.
Unless they're very old and I already own them,
Yes.
play them in decks,
Correct.
and can flex on noobs.
Yes. Then yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that- yes.
that as well. Yes.
Yes, like my my poor man's foil Phyrexian altar. It's actually a foil food chain. It's like $500. And I'm like, I can't afford a Phyrexian altar, so I'm going to play this foil food chain.
Yeah. Right? There's because you have it.
Yes, 'cause
Sometimes playing the cards you have is
I
good.
just bought it like 100 years ago for like $8
Yeah.
or whatever. So we're talking about Bloomburrow.
Are we?
Yeah, remember that set?
No.
That's coming out, or that came out 17 years ago.
Yeah, that's the red wall set for those that are
Oh, man.
likening it to 80s properties. And I'm so happy that on Twitter, on socials, other people kind of say that too, because it makes me feel like I'm not just like,
I know what Red Wall is. It's not from the 80s. It's from the 90s.
oh no, not that you wouldn't know what it is, but just that other people kind of got that. Sometimes I get the feeling that when I call sets like this is the red wall set, this is Commander Masters in a cowboy hat, people think that I'm like dunking on the set or like diminishing what it is, but I'm
Yeah.
not, because Redwall is cool, and to see like other people getting the vibe is it makes me happy.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm being less of a dickhead.
You know what, too, is sometimes it's like, oh, everybody's so hyperbolic. Everybody exaggerates all the time, right? Like 10 billion people every single day of their life exaggerate 100% of the time, right? That's Uncle Brando in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I would liken Bloomburrow to The Secret of Nim as well. That's another mouse story in both book form and cartoon form from the 90s. I would...
Not Watership Down. Where the rabbits cannibalize each other and stuff.
Well, the rodents do that.
Well, they do, but
And-
not in Bloomburrow.
And yes, man, wouldn't that be a set? Bloomburrow mixed with Duskmorn, hey, just rabbits eating each other. But yes, Watership Down, another one where warring clans of rodents are fighting each other.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, movie and book.
Yep.
Hey, yeah. Okay.
So it's a rough one. I don't know. That one always kind of got to me. I was like, oh, I don't know if I like
Well,
that
yeah,
one.
because it showed, like, are you talking about the cartoon?
Yep.
Yeah, where the rabbits, like, scratch and fight each other and
Yeah,
stuff.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I remember that being very grating to, like, 6-year-old me.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
106-year-old me was the same. Yes.
So we got the Bloomburrow abilities.
Yes.
First one,
I like this one. Lots.
Offspring.
Like Offspring lots.
Offspring. Okay, so Offspring.
Great band.
Oh,
It's your
you know
favorite
what?
Offspring song.
I don't like Offspring.
Really?
The band. Yeah, no, I don't like them.
man.
I don't like them. The guy, the lead singer, doesn't he have like a PhD in microbiology?
Yes.
He's a smart guy.
Yes.
Do you think he plays Magic the Gathering cards and plays Offspring cards?
I'll bet he would. He
bet he
seems
would.
like somebody who's like contractually obligated to just make the Offspring deck.
Offspring aided?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so Offspring is an ability on Creech where you may pay an additional
some number of mana. I think it's usually 2. Is it? I think all the ones I've seen, it's 2.
Sure. Let's say, okay, we're looking at one that says Offspring 2, and that's 2 generic mana. You pay 2 as you cast the spell. So it's like kicker, like everything.
Yep.
If you do, when this creature enters, you create a 1/1 token copy of it.
Cool.
And this is good because we can get 2 of our thing. Like if we're going to play the deck, we're going to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
What's great is it's a token, so it works with like Anointed Procession and Doubling Season and all the token doublers.
Do you mean to say we've stumbled across the ability that finally makes Doubling Season a good card?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Bloomburrow, baby.
Yep.
Power creep.
Yeah,
Making
and-
junk like Doubling Season good.
I'm actually going to play an Offspring card. Remember, there's a lot of decks of mine that are getting Bloomburrow cards, and the Offspring Landfall deal 1 damage guy,
Yep.
I'm playing that in my lands deck.
That's the 1 black, right?
Yeah, it's a lizard, and it's got Offspring 2 ETB, or land ETBs deal 1 damage to target opponent.
Oh, mine is also a lizard. Because the Offspring card I want to play is it's red 1, and it's Impact Tremors on a guy, but it also has Offspring. It's going directly into Norin the Wary, and it's never leaving.
There we go. So you need like a fancy version of it.
Of course, there's only widescreen, maybe not even in foil.
Yeah, because it's a commander set,
Yeah.
or it's in the commander set. So the widescreen that you would have to get from a collector pack won't be in foil.
Unless they've started making them in foil. I'm not 100% sure if that's happening this set, because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But here we are.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
Okay, so a bunch of cards have token copies of them
Yes.
that are 1/1s. Will there be a token version for every card that has Offspring? There's going to be like 25 different tokens to collect in this set.
I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to base that on Amonkhet and the second part of Amonkhet, where they had the mummy mechanic, the revive from graveyard as a token. Eternalize, because they did do a token for each creature in there. And, this is of note, if you want to get all of them, if you bought the bundle of Amonkhet / what is it? Something of Devastation. Hour of Devastation.
Yep.
You could get, like in the token pack that comes with that bundle, you got 1 of each. So you can find them in foil and collector packs. They're going to show up in regular packs somewhere, and you're going to probably be able to get a full set of non-foil in a bundle, which is cool if you're looking to collect all
I'm
these.
looking at the ability article. It doesn't say that you get them, like a pack of them in the bundle, but they're mostly on commons and uncommons. There's a few rares that have it. I'm sure that the tokens will be available.
It stands to reason that they'd probably do that, as they have done it in the past, and I would argue that it was a very appreciated thing. Much like when they did checklist cards and you got, like, in your bundle, you just got like a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
If there's something that you're going to kind of need to play a game piece, they usually send them out. Or there's just going to be a billion copy tokens, which is just a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next ability. Gift. I don't like this mechanic. I don't think there's any cards that I'm even interested or entertaining the notion of playing with gift.
I think the 5 mana Wrath that gets one of your dudes back if you gift a card, I kind of don't hate that one, but I don't think this is a particularly amazing mechanic
And
either.
I don't like the kitschy, gimmicky, like fairy tale-y, cutesy language that they use to describe it. You know that I don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm compromising on the set, saying I love the art in the set. I like the art direction. I like the little plays on words and like hop to it, the rabbit card, right? Like I like that kind of stuff. It's funny.
Sure.
But I don't like this. Gift a card or gift a blue fish is a lot
gift
of
a
them too.
tapped fish, gift a food, whatever. Yeah.
You gift a card. That's like giving them a card when you play a spell.
Yep.
You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast this spell.
Yes. So it hasn't resolved yet.
Ooh, makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Because what if they counter it?
Exactly.
I'm promising you a gift.
Thanks for the card, dickhead.
Oh man, you gift them when you cast the spell. If you do, when it enters or resolves or whatever, they draw a card. So I've already promised it to you.
Yeah.
Then you decide to counter it, and you say, you promised. That's so stupid. That's so shitty. I don't like that.
I don't like those cards. It's not like you draw the card and then it's a counter spell and you counter the thing, but like you've got a thing like, well, idiot. And then
Yeah.
I don't really like the mechanic a lot. And the cards that it's on are fine, and they grant some kind of
bonus when you give them something,
Yeah,
right?
just make the card cost one more.
But then people wouldn't play it, right?
I guess.
Because mana is the currency of the game. You having an extra card might be worth it, right? Or in some cases, like the removal spell one, where I give you a fish and I get to kill your guy. Like, think of
those are
all
better.
of the removal spells that do that, right?
I always think of the draw card ones where it's like, God damn it, you're just gonna, God damn it.
Yes, yeah. Is any one card, is a random card in your deck better than the thing I'm doing,
Yeah.
right? Like, steal your creature, but you can draw a card.
Yeah.
Like,
And then you give the creature back.
oh man, see, I don't know. Gift. If
It's balls. It wasn't
It's
not
balls?
balls. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I don't like it.
I think the lower the power, the meta you're playing in, the better gift gets if you're giving
Yes.
them cards. But I ain't giving nobody gifts in like CEDH, I don't think.
I ain't giving shit to chumps. No chance.
Okay. Next ability. This one's good. Forage.
Forage is... There's a lot of hoops to forage.
Okay.
Which I think makes
to
it okay.
forage. Yeah, well, yeah. If you build around the hoops, it's good. To forage, exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sacrifice a food. Yes.
Because
And
the food deck needed more stuff. Not the food deck is amazing, but like they're pushing food on us really hard.
Well, food are like sort of evergreen now, and they're around in many sets, and they use things like food to connect sets, right? Like from Lord of the Rings to Throne of Eldraine,
Right.
food was like the through line, right?
Yeah.
And now from last year's Throne of Eldraine or Wilds of Eldraine to this year's Bloomburrow, food again.
Food is the new treasure.
Oh, that's a take. That's a take. Well, adding a cost to something gives you more stuff.
Yes.
And if the stuff that's in my graveyard is just there and I'm not using it, I might as well
Yeah,
use it, right?
Ditch it, yeah.
Ditch it. Yeah, forage is good. And we're going to maybe read some forage cards tomorrow. The one I'm looking at now, I'm going to read tomorrow.
Wait.
Os-
This can be the card that you get into the guessing game with, because we're going to read this one tomorrow. Neither one of us can say the first word in the name.
Well, we started to say it. I hope nobody... I'll just edit that part out.
Yeah, nobody's gonna know that, and it has forage, and it's a really good card. That's it.
No, you called it something, though. Undersquirreled Breach.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Undersquirreled Breach.
There, everybody's gonna get that one.
This
for
card
sure.
is frickin' good.
That card's a good one. So
Okay.
there's how you get entered in to win the CCO sticker pack, CCO token pack, or regular old shit bag box of magic cards, pack of magic
Pack
cards.
of magic cards.
We're not dripping in
Yeah.
packs yet.
Yeah. Okay. This set's limited mechanic.
Yeah.
Valiant. A Valiant is target of a spell or ability for the first time each turn something happens.
So this is a shitty version of an already out there mechanic that I can't remember the name of.
Oh, yeah.
Is it prowess? Heroic?
Heroic.
Where you target whenever somebody becomes the target of something, something happens.
Yes.
Which already had some really good abilities, like draw a card and gets a +1/+1 counter, or fights a guy, or whatever.
Yep.
Like, they're already really good. So now we have that, but shitty.
But Valiant, because it only
Happens once.
each turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, but it's each turn. Yeah, just
so is
shut
the
up.
other one.
Yeah. Well, no, the other one is whenever. It's all the time, forever.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Is it-
On any turn.
Right? Like, it's just...
Valiant.
Use heroic. These can be heroic creatures. They are heroic creatures. Just use the ability again.
I tend to agree.
Damn
and
it.
when you talk about complexity and parasitic mechanics and barrier to entry, well, Valiant makes the game more complex. At the same time, if somebody's learning the game with Bloomburrow and learning what Valiant is, they're going to have no idea that Theros is even a set, and they're not going to know that Heroic exists, so like it doesn't really matter.
But if they gave it heroic and they thought, well, yeah, I like this game, I'm going to keep playing it, and they're going to see other cards with heroic and go, I know what that does, as opposed to what the hell is this? Now it's
Yes.
another thing they learn. They goes, well, this is just Valiant, and then they have the same conversation that we're having right now
Yes.
with the guy that's teaching them how to play.
Yep. I don't think I'm going to play any cards with Valiant.
Nope, I don't play any cards with heroic,
Okay.
and that's legit. I don't play a single card with heroic.
Okay. The next one I like, Expend.
I like
This
Expend
is
too.
clever, and I hope that we see Expend come back and back and back and back with all kinds of numbers and variations.
Yes.
So you expend as you cast a certain amount of mana during a turn.
Yes.
So expend 4 is what we normally see. And to expend 4, you spend your 4th total mana to cast spells during a turn.
Yes.
Now,
Is it every time you pay 4?
no.
Or is it just
and
the first 4?
This is what I was going to say, is there's a whole bunch of little subtleties to this. You expend 4 as you spend your 4th total mana,
Okay.
to cast a spell
Yes.
during a turn. So I can expend 4 during my turn, but if I expend 4 more,
Nothing happens.
I've already spent 4 total mana, so spending 8 total mana doesn't do anything. And it has to be to cast spells, not activate abilities.
Smart.
And it's and it's during anybody's turn. So it doesn't just work on my turn.
Right.
So lots kind of to unpack there, but because of there's so much built into that they could do like expend 8 and have like some real powerful thing, or expend 1 and right, like
Have it be just it gets a counter, or it gets
Yeah,
+1/+1 till
yeah,
end of turn,
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Untap it.
And it's
That'd
built,
be cool.
It's built right in there that when you expend 4, like they don't need all of the extra words saying only triggers once per turn, or only
Yeah.
during your turn, or whatever. Like all of the rules and reminder text builds right in. It's very clean mechanic.
I like that one.
I like that one. And
I think there's a couple of cards even that I sort of liked about it. So maybe I'll see some expend cards in my decks too.
you know what I think we're going to see is we're going to see the expend raccoon deck, because all the raccoon creatures are the ones with expend in Bloomburrow.
And I'm not going to be the one to preview next week's episode where we talk about legendary creatures, but I will say that the experimental expend creature,
Yeah.
Gruul,
Yes.
just like always, they're going to do the experimental legend. It's going to be the Gruul one. There we go.
There you go. There you go. Now.
No, that's one too.
Yeah, final one. I was just seeing if it was the final one.
Is this is the first time we've done something like paw prints?
Yes.
Right? Because you have, it's like what's the word? Like a unit of resource. You have a limited number of resources that the card gives you when you cast it, and then you use it right then, and you don't save it. You have to use them. And in the case of the seasons, they give you, I think they'll give you 5 units of paw print.
Yeah.
And then the card tells you what to spend them on. You expend them and they're gone. I dig that. I like that.
Yes. It's a resource that you just get because of the card. What these are is the modal spells from like Commander 15 or whatever.
Yeah, where it's like choose one or choose 4 modes. You can pick the same one more than once.
Yes, exactly.
Same gimmick, except instead of picking 4 modes, you pick 5 paw prints worth of stuff.
5 worth of modes. And they all have a 1 paw print mode, a 2 paw print mode, or a 3 paw print mode.
Yeah.
So you can pick the 1 5 times. You can pick like the 1 3 times and the 2 once, right? Like there's any combination, and these are all so freaking good. These are going to be cards that we see in Commander, no doubt.
And something I like about these specifically is there's nothing that gives you extra paw prints. You can't have an enchantment in play that,
Correct.
oops, I gave myself 9 more paw prints so I can do the 3 mode a bunch of times. I like that. It's very self-contained. The card does what it does, and they're probably not going to put something out that's going to let you get extra paw prints in this case.
Now, you want to talk about parasitic. These little paw prints, we're never going to see these again, and they're not going to print these into precons like 4 years from now. And when somebody sees this, they're going to go, what the hell is that? Right? Like in 4 or 5 years, or whenever we get like Commander 2028 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be an anachronism where it feels like it's like out of time, like from a different time period. And it's like, these are weird.
They could do these in any set though. Like what's the next one? Duskmourn?
Yeah.
They could have brains, for
Yeah.
example.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Or like every set could have a just different variation of this, and who cares? It's neat. Right? Like we'll see cards like this again. They just won't have paw prints on them.
Exactly.
And that's cool.
It just replace paw prints with numbers, right?
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, and 3 and choose until you equal 5.
Yeah.
Like that is what the card does. And again, 1s and 0s could just be cards,
Yeah.
right? But they use little paw prints because we're in Valley, and that's like the
That's where
place
we are.
where all these little animals live. It's so cheesy, but it's fun and it's cute, and I get it, right?
I think it would have been better, and I'm going to say better if each season had like a different animal footprint. Like if like you had like the little mouse footprint and the rat foot and the rabbit foot and the frog thing, right? I think that would be kind of fun. But
Yep.
because you can do that kind of shit with this stuff, which is cool. I like that.
Yep.
Those
So-
are all of our new mechanics.
Those are the new mechanics. Some of them I like. Well, the seasons I love. These are good cards.
Yeah,
I'm
those
going to
are neat.
probably buy like the whole cycle, one of each, just to have them because I know that there's going to be places I'm going to play them.
Yep.
I like Expend just because it's clean and good, and I like it, even though I'm not going to play any cards that have it. Valiant can S my whole D.
Yep.
Forage is powerful, and we're
gonna see some forage.
Yep. Gift.
Can go off.
Well, gift, like the gift removal spell, I'm going to put the gift removal spells in my deck just like I would put Generous Gift or like Beast Within or whatever, right?
Sure.
Or the monkey one, Pongify and
Yeah.
Reality Shit
Shift.
or whatever. Yeah, what you said.
Reality shift.
Yeah.
Shift.
And Offspring, there is 1 or 2 cards that
I
gonna play.
I really like that mechanic. I like when you draw like your little card and it does the thing that it's supposed to do. But if you draw it late game when you're top decking or something, it actually gives you something to do with the 500 mana you got.
Yes, like Kicker.
Yeah.
Like drawing Urza's Rage in 2001 and killing your friend because it's 10 damage.
Yes. That's exactly it.
They
Yes.
should have printed Urza's Rage in this set. That used to be my favorite card.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
So-
card before Brash Taunter existed, my favorite card was Decimate.
Man, okay, we're a little long on the tooth here, but I played 3 games of Magic at EDH&M the other day, and I got a ruling on Decimate wrong before the game even started, and then I played 2 more games, and Decimate ruined me in both of them from different players. It's like every game had something to do with Decimate in it, and I just got pounded every time.
Isn't that card just so good?
Didn't win a frickin' game.
Oh, do you have a sack outlet? No. Oh, baby.
Okay,
Have you
yeah.
ever had your life just fucked?
Have you ever been decimated?
And it's so salty when you pick all 4 targets from one guy. I remember I used to do that to Alex all the time. So I'll kill your land, I'll kill your guy, I'll kill your enchantment, I'll
Oh,
kill your...
so good.
And just to be safe, I'll kill your Sol Ring too. Or I'll kill your food token because you're tapped out.
Yeah.
Why are you picking me for everything? Shut up.
Shut up. Get
Right?
decimated, noob. Okay, 446 tomorrow. We're going to
Man.
talk about the rest of Bloomburrow. We've got a couple little bits of podcasting business to start the show off with, and then
Okay.
we're going to jump right into like cards and stuff.
You've got
'cause-
cards and art styles and
And-
where to get some of the shit.
Yeah, where to collect some of it, right?
Oh,
because
man.
that's always, I think that's insightful for people, right?
And we try to be insightful.
Well, you just know where to get all the stuff, and I just don't give a crap because I know that like I can get the singles that I want, and I know that you know where to get stuff because you open sealed product.
Yeah, if you open packs, I can tell you where to get stuff. If you don't open packs, you just go to fusiongamingonline.com, use CCO Summer, get yourself the stuff that you want.
There you go. Okay, 446. Hit our theme song.
Brr, brr.